शरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाहे तब शुभ आशीष माहे जाहे तब शय दादा जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரக கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரிசனலும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை சிரமியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
I thank the school children of Auroville. Thank you so much. We welcome Honorable Governor Tamil Nadu, Secretary to Auroville Foundation, Governing Board members and extinguished guests. May now request Honorable Governor to light the lamp, please. May now request Secretary, Auroville Foundation to deliver her welcome address, please.
Good afternoon, Vanakkam, Namaste, Bonjour. As we enter the last day of the Auroville Lit Fest 2.0, I want to extend a very, very special warm welcome to our Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri R.N. Ravi sir, for all the support for his presence here today and for all the amazing help, support, guidance, contribution he has made in this trajectory of Auroville and particularly the Lit Fest as well. As we know, it has been held in 4 languages. Mother gave a lot of importance to Tamil, Sanskrit, French, and English. In that spirit, we've had it in all these 4 languages. It was based on the 5 dreams of Sri Aurobindo, the overarching theme. Along with it, we also had the Margari festival. Today, some of the children who sang the Tamilthai, Vartikal, and the national anthem are those that every morning in this period, from about 6:30 to 7:38 in the morning, they are there at Savitri Bhavan singing the songs of Andal, where we talk of the Pirai. And recently there was a video of the Honorable Governor with playing the Pirai, which also went viral, Parai. And therefore it was something that we surely appreciate that all this is beautifully falling place here. The Parai and the Parai that Andal refers to, there is a connection perhaps. And today we also take a moment to express our gratitude. We are standing on the shoulder of various giants. So when this whole Lit Fest happened, we did write to some of the former chairmen of Auroville as well, of course, as a tribute to Professor Kirit Joshi, who has been a chairman during whose term a lot of intense work, and even before he became the chairman, the draft Ordinance Act was all done during his time. We had a session on day 1 dedicated to his contribution to Auroville, and there is a lot more even today. The sessions later today will have issues related to the master plan and all of that. Professor Swaminathan was there for a short time, Professor M.S. Swaminathan as the chairman, but we also had Dr. Karan Singh ji as the chairman for a long time, and in the fitness of things, we also extended a very warm welcome to him, acknowledging all the work that he has done in Auroville over all these years with our gratitude to him. He has written a small mail. I'll read out an excerpt of it. Dear Jayanti, I have received your message regarding the Auroville Literature Festival later this month. I will not be able to attend it, but I send you all the participants and the Aurovillians my warm greetings on this occasion. I hope this literary festival will highlight both the contributions and encourage younger authors to write on Sri Aurobindo and Auroville. So we deeply acknowledge all that he has contributed as well. And we also take this opportunity to thank all the authors, writers, the artists. We also had teams from Manipur. We have a team from Assam today, and also from our own Swaram at the Matra Mandir yesterday. So all these cultural events, we also having a performance by Kalari, and we also have a connect with Panditji from Rameshwaram. So we also have the Sri Vidya Puja, the worship of the Divine Mother, which is also happening at the Bharat Kalari as a part of it. We acknowledge all of this, and we had some beautiful presentation speakers, and some of these highlights we've had Dr. Sri Sanjeev Chopra ji, who has also been partnering with us he's been the founder of Value of Words, Sri Chandramauli ji, who for some reason unfortunately was not able to be present here today, but he's been the head of the sort of stewarding the Chennai International Center. His team is also here. Similarly, Sri Tirumurti ji and many authors that have been here, including Sri Sridhar Vembu, Hindol Sengupta, Chaitanya Giri. We also have Chandrachud ji and Sarani ji with her whole thing on blue humanities. I'm not really listing out all the names. Great scholars of Tamil, Aravindan Neelakanthan ji, Gautam Da, they've all been a part of it. And I think what has come out has been a very rich, elevating experience for all of us. I too had the privilege of being able to sit here and lap up some of the deliberations that happened yesterday. The session of Sri Sridhar Vembu also in the context of what Auroville is sent for, the post-anthropocentric age, once artificial intelligence and all this comes in. I think it's all falling in place beautifully, and in some ways Auroville has a solution. I will take probably a few minutes to specially acknowledge the outstanding contributions that our chairman and the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu had made since 2021 in taking Auroville through this point of inflection, while we did very, very steadfastly stick to the guiding principles and all that was laid down by the mother. But I think the structure framework, the legal framework for the admission, termination regulations, for the selection of the working committee, centralized accounting, we decided to adopt Zoho about nearly 3 years ago, much before Government of India too decided to do this. So all this was only possible with his full guidance, inspiration, support. The crown, radials, they're all almost now completed. Similarly, a big, because the city is not just about brick, mortar, gravel, but the cultural edifice in Auroville. It was his idea to have the Margari Utsavam here. So this we have been doing every year with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan of Chennai, as well as Karthik Fine Arts. Auroville Literature Fest too was his suggestion. We've taken that forward. The Margari Andal sessions that we have in the morning. And of course, updating the ROR, the G20, S20, the IIT Madras, the collaboration with them to have the Auroville IIT Sustainability Campus, the Vedic Matru Sanstha, the Music Village also, which was done with Swaram, happened with his support, his time, the Mother's Flower Garden, Matru Mandir Gardens, Lake, the excellent work that is happening there, Morning Star, a host of conferences, all of that. So I again take this opportunity to really thank our Honorable Governor for being such a beacon of strength, for really supporting us, guiding us at every moment, and really extend a very warm welcome to him, to each one of you who's made this festival happen, and again look forward to all his guidance and inspiring advice and inputs. Thank you very much to all of you. Namaste, sir.
May I now request our Secretary, Auroville Foundation, to honor our Governor, please. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Honorable Governor Tamil Nadu to deliver a speech to the audience, please.
Dr. Jayanti Ravi, Secretary, Auroville Foundation. Thiru Arvindan Neelagandanji, member of the governing body, Auroville Foundation. Thiru Gautam Ghosalji, another member. All the distinguished authors, writers, scholars, dear friends, to be at Auroville is a blessing. Every time I come to this place, it is just not an act of visiting, because this place is not like just a piece of geography anywhere else. This place is sacred. This place has the footprint of Mother. And the people living here are not mere collection of human beings, but the people who have been in the pursuit of, carrying on the legacy, fulfilling the dream of one of the greatest souls, Sri Aurobindo. And hence, though in my official capacity I do come, but the fact is it's much more than that. It is, for me, it is a pilgrimage. The Lit Fest, which began a year ago, it was quite befitting, perhaps long overdue, because this place is a source of inspiration for many others, not only those who are living as Aurovillians, but even elsewhere in the world, not only in India, but elsewhere in the world as well. An inspiration for making the world a better world, a more peaceful world, more united world. And for that, it's not that inspiration is just a mere wish or a sterile wish. There is a deep philosophy and an outline of growth, how this will lead to a peaceful, united, peaceful world. So this place being an inspiration, holding a literature festival is only all the more befitting, because then people from all over, they come, they discuss, they share, get ideas, cross-pollination happens of thoughts, and they go back energized with greater zeal for creativity. This year, today is the concluding day, and what I have been told by some of the participants, that the previous 3 days have been very, very fulfilling. I have got glowing reviews that the way these 3 days went off. Today is the concluding day, and I'm told the theme of this year Lit Festival is the 5 dreams of Sri Aurobindo. I know 5 dreams all of us know. At least all of us present here and all those who are in Auroville, they know. Or all those who are associated with Sri Aurobindo, they know. But these 5 dreams of Sri Aurobindo is so relevant today that I can't imagine any other theme a better, not that it was consulted with me, I must tell you, but perhaps it was again divine that yes, this festival this year chose to keep the 5 dreams as the theme. Friends, the 5 dreams, though they look 5, but if you look at it, we all know that it is evolution of one and the same as it is growing, evolving right from the first tree. It's a sequential. As it happens in an evolution, you grow from, as even in the consciousness, Jad, Jeev, Chetan, Manushya. Similarly here also, it has various stages of evolution through which it is. So the 5 dreams are a sequence. And underlying all these, essence is the same, and the purpose is the same, to create a harmonious, peaceful world where the people live together as brothers and sisters, not only with each other, but also in harmony with the environment. The very first dream, which is the foundation, if you call it, because that's the beginning from where it evolves further, it talks about a free and united India. Free because at the time when he had articulated the dream, India was not yet free. It was on the eve of independence. So it was natural for him that yes, India must be free. That is a dream. And then it must remain united. Now when he talked about united India, what did he mean? Those of you who are familiar with Sri Aurobindo's writings and his thought process would bear with me that to understand what he meant by united India, one must understand what is India. And for Sri Aurobindo, India was not or is not a geography. He has defined categorically, explicitly. He calls India a Bharat Shakti. A Bharat Shakti, a living energy of a great spiritual philosophy. And when he talks about great spiritual philosophy, let there be no ambiguity or a confusion in the mind. He refers very categorically to Vedic philosophy and Vedic Dharma. Say, India, which is a Bharat Shakti, is the living energy of the great Vedic philosophy, Vedic Dharma. And further goes that fidelity to it, how faithful Bharat, how faithful India remains to this Vedic Dharma, will determine its existence and identity. He puts the whole thing in the context. He further goes in that very continuation of defining what is India. He says that this fidelity to Vedic Dharma is the main cause of her being an immortal nation. It has never perished for thousands of years. It has survived. It has survived because of its allegiance to that great Vedic philosophy. And then says that the alone secret, the only reason why India has survived and persisted is that allegiance. Now, then the question comes that what is that philosophy that he talked about? And how is that philosophy relevant to the world unity and peace? Because we know, those of us who have studied, we know that the Vedas, the truth, the fundamental truth that Vedas revealed, which Sri Aurobindo has dwelt upon extensively, is that the entire creation is permeated by the divine. Every element of creation has a presence, is an abode of the divine, and so it is sacred. Every element of creation is sacred. Individual, collective, and the creation are integrally one. What we see, the differences are mere apparent diversities. It's like a potter who makes from the same clay varieties of pots and pans. Each pot and pan looks different, but essentially it is made of the same clay. And what happens? All of us, we look different. But the fact is, we all have come from this very earth, and once we die, and we all die one day, we go back, forget about it, all the differences disappear, we go back to the same elements. This inherent unity, oneness of creation, and this being sacred is the core teachings of Veda, and from which it came Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Mam Atma Sarva Bhutatma, Sarva Bhutesu Enaikyam. All these are derivatives of this very truth that the entire creation is integrally linked to each other. And what we see differences are essentially are diversities. The fundamental thought process which created a lot of problem is looking at diversity as variations or looking at diversity as a difference. Imagine a creation, the tree, the whole large tree, millions of leaves it has, no two leaves are alike. It has countless branches, no two branches are alike. And yet the leaf or a branch does not exist beyond the tree. It's all integrally one and the same. This is the core teaching of it. There is no other. It's all embracing. There is no scope for saying that you are other, I am different. There is no us and they. It is all we. This is the core teaching of Vedas. What could be more universal? What could be more potent a chemistry than this one that doesn't leave anyone out? Even those who curse or abuse or do not agree, even they are us. They are not different. They may be having their views, okay, but we cannot say that no. If you say, the moment you say, it is a denial of that fundamental truth which the Vedas have taught us, and which is the basis of Bharat. And this is how Bharat had emerged. Bharat, we all know, is not a creation of any king or any army or any military. Bharat was never ruled by any one ruler. Bharat is born out of this Vedic darshan, a philosophy, a Vedic dharma, that we are all one. And diversities are just mere various manifestation of one and the same. This wonderful, this powerful, universal truth which created Bharat as a Rashtra. When he talks about united Bharat, what does it mean? When Bharat was partitioned, he was deeply disturbed, deeply disturbed. Because it was partitioned on a thought process, on a belief that people are different, they can't live together. When some people put the claim that no, they are different, and they succeeded. They succeeded means it was, in one way, a defeat or a decline of this living energy, Bharat Shakti. How did it happen? He was not, and that is why he always aspired that it must be united. No, friends, let us not get carried away by political connotation and its meaning. Let us understand what actually we have to be honest and true to Sri Aurobindo. If you do not believe, if someone doesn't believe that, okay, we are not one, that's a different matter. That is what happened. This is what quite a lot of people today do, they believe so in the world. But what Sri Aurobindo said about Bharat, and when he talked about united Bharat, was that Bharat is nothing but the living energy of that great spiritual philosophy, the Vedic philosophy. And its fidelity to it is the soul, is the basis of her existence and identity. And this is this energy that has sustained it for thousands of years. And it is this energy that is, he uses the word perpetual force of survival and revival. It is this force that has kept it all through. And it is this force that rejuvenates it when time comes, when the need comes. I think some people may ask a question, how do you say that it was a decline of the force that led to this partition, decline of this energy or fidelity to this fundamental principle? Just have a run-through, a quick run-through our national freedom movement. In 1905, when British partitioned Bengal on communal line, they said that, look, they created a separate East Bengal. What was the reaction in the country? The whole country went up against it. Bengal, it was Bipin Chandra Pal. Punjab, it was Lala Lajpat Rai. Maharashtra, it was Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Here in Tamil Nadu, it was V.O. Chidambaram Pillai. All over, lot of people in between. It was that furor or anger against this partition that created the Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement did not come with the national freedom movement starting with Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was nowhere on the site. He was not even in South Africa. But it was started because this country, Bharat, did not accept partition of a province on the line of community, that you create a separate Bengal from the others. And the result was, a couple of years later, by 1911, they had to undo the partition. I pose a question to every listener, all in the audience. Now, when 1905, a province of Bharat was partitioned, it was not taken made a separate country. There was a revolt all over, protest all over. So much so the British economy came under hit. Swadeshi had given a massive hit to the British economy. Manchester was on the verge of closing. But same country, about 40 years down the line, was partitioned, vivisected, and nothing happened. nothing happened, as if those who were affected, they suffered, it's all right. But for the rest of the country, nothing happened. Now, we need to ponder over it. Why? When there was no organized national freedom movement, there was not one leader leading the whole movement. At that time, people of this country revolted and made the British, powerful British, undo it. And when we had an organized national freedom movement, and then it was partitioned along the line which 40 years before the whole country had revolted. Why did it happen? You need to think over it. And if I have to suggest, I have to give a small clue. The day Vande Mataram was vivisected, Vande Mataram was cut into pieces and part was removed. That was our lack of fidelity to our basic foundational values, that we are all one. This was a denial of Bharat. And this is what Sri Aurobindo said. It is not fair, it has to be undone. Now, the fact that this institution that bears the allegiance to and is committed to carry on the legacy of Sri Aurobindo and Mother, which believed in that Vedic Dharma, the Vedic philosophy of oneness of the entire creation, there has to be honest and serious discussion on it. Writers, poets, thinkers, especially the writers and poets, they are people who feels the temper in the air. They pick up the heartbeat of the time. And that is how a good literature comes. That reflects the tone and temper of the age. Friends, today, Bharat is in a revival mode. It is no longer in a survival mode. Bharat is reviving. And revival is possible only through allegiance to that fundamental force, the source of which comes from our Vedas. We are all one. And this revival, when I said, we see it manifest in various forms. If you look at the believing that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we are all a family, one family. It be a few examples if you look at how I say it is we are in a revival. Bharat is in the phase of revival is. When COVID happened, and the whole world was affected. People were dying in countless numbers. At the time, first the advanced countries that made the vaccines. An expectation at the time was that this was a beast which has not spared anyone. The whole world was affected. Perhaps this was a time when kindness, the compassion within the human heart will come up. And those who have found the vaccine, they would share the vaccine with the less privileged, less fortunate people. But that didn't happen. They started hoarding the vaccines much beyond their needs and raised the price of vaccines. At that very time when Bharat made the vaccine, even before all the Bharatiyas were vaccinated, Bharat shared the vaccines with the needy people in 150 countries of the world. Because the core philosophy of Bharat, the fundamental value of Bharat is we are all one family. Those who are in the less fortunate countries, deprived countries, the people, they also are our brothers and sisters. We must share with them. At the time, there were people who were criticizing the government that how are you sending the vaccines when our people have not been vaccinated as yet. But no, there's no question of us and they. It is we. When we are vaccinating our people, we will vaccinate the rest of the world also within our capacity. This was an example of revival of Bharat and Bharat Shakti. When Bharat got the opportunity to host the presidency of G20, G20 has been there for long. But look at this, nobody bothered that a large chunk of humanity, African continent, was not a member of it. Why? Because they were not powerful, they were not economically powerful, they were not militarily powerful. When Bharat got the opportunity, we said, no, they cannot be. There is no us and they, we are we. The African Union must be part of it, and they were made part of it. When there is conflict in the world, the countries fight, all through, we maintained a position of non-alignment. No, you are fighting, I am not with any of you. Is it what our basic fundamental values, is it what Vedic Dharma tells us? That you keep killing the people and I look the other way? No. So, Bharat rejected that non-alignment altogether. He says, no. We are aligned with peace. Both of you are fighting. It's the wrong thing. This is not acceptable. A solution is not in killing each other. You must sit and talk and sort out the problem. This is again a reassertion of the fundamental values of Bharat, which comes from the Vedic Dharma. We are all one family. All. This is the phase, an epochal era for Bharat. And it is not because Sri Aurobindo, if you look at this whole dream from one, it starts with Bharat, but it goes to the world, whole world. Because Bharat was not born for Bharat alone. As I said, Bharat is not a creation of any one person or on one force. Bharat is born out of a darshan, a philosophy originating from Veda that erases the differences, celebrates the diversity, that we are all one. Like a flower which has 100 petals, no two petals are alike, different colors, and yet it makes a beautiful flower. This is how Bharat embraced all the diversities. In the age when Bharat is going through revival phase, I think literature cannot be insulated from it. Because then that literature, I'm not sure what fate that would have. Because it is supposed, though I am a physics student, but I know in schools I had learned the lessons, literature is the mirror of the society, reflects the time and the society. The time at that particular time, what goes on in the society. And when Bharat is going through the phase of revival, and we are fortunate to be at a time when we are witness to this revival, and at the same time, we also have an opportunity to be a participant, to be a cause for revival. This is an unique opportunity that all of us living at this point of time in Bharat have. Never before, previous generations had no such good fortune. But we have it. And we have to add our might to build it, to build a peaceful world. And this awakening, this is what we call revival, which is happening across the society, even people who are less educated or not educated. Because it's like a wave. It touches, it affects, it influences, whether you consciously or not, but it touches you, it influences you, it impacts you, it transforms you. And this is happening. And what is expected is to give it a push for those who can. Those who are in the realm of science and technology, they are contributing in their own way to making Bharat capable of carrying on the message of oneness. Because when Bharat gets prosperous or Bharat grows, it doesn't threaten anyone. There is no hegemony involved in it. And that is why there is not much apprehension in the large, wider world. Some interest could be there, who may not be happy, but for their reasons. But generally, there is appreciation. Because rise of Bharat is a force for good, is a force for peace, is a force for harmony. And in this force, while people of science and technology are contributing it through science and technology, I think the men and women of literature, they too have, I suppose, a responsibility, which we must be, I think, conscious of and do our bit. I am very confident that this place, with its energy that it has, I have seen people coming over to Auroville, spending some time and going back transformed. There is a change when you come. By the time you go back, there is a change. It has majority of cases, one can see it, one can feel it. So at this place, when we talk about our literature, when we hold the literature festival, this has to be bouncing with the energy. Energy, that living energy, that strengthens the sense of oneness, the sense of unity, the sense of not only unity among human beings, the unity of the entire creation, so that we are at peace and harmony with each other. We are also at peace and harmony with our environment. I'm sure it will happen. People sitting here, you are very sensitive people, because writers are very, very sensitive people. You know what you are doing and what you will do. You are the vehicle of creativity, and through your medium of creativity, and through that a lot will come. We have no doubt about it. I wish this festival, today's session, which is in English, I suppose, will be very, very productive. And there will be many more festivals hereafter. This is the beginning. And when we make a beginning, we don't have a concept of end. It will go on endlessly for the good of the world. Thank you very much. Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir's explanation of Vedic Dharma and why India is always alive, how 5 dreams evolved from one, they all have to be thought about. Sir, in this literature festival, we have launched few books. One book is Long Siege, 500 Years of India's Struggle for Techno-Political Freedom. Dr. Chaitanya Giri offers a unique meta-strategic analysis of Bharat's scientific and technological history. He explores how colonialism was not just a political and economic takeover, but a calculated weaponization of science used to subjugate dharmic societies and enforce a global monoculture. Key themes are, sir, the weaponization of science, maritime decline, the science freedom struggle connection, and global scientific quest. The other book is The Prophet Who Never Was, is a collection of 11 short stories. Next one is The Prophet Who Never Was, is a collection of 11 short stories which can be called the civilization fiction. Through 11 evocative stories, Aravindan Neelakandan sir reimagines pivotal moments from the Vedic age to a high-tech future where characters face the ultimate choice: to claim a singular, absolute truth or to embrace the oneness inherent in diverse forms of divinity and life. The collection travels through time and space, featuring ancient seers, historical turning points, modern seekers, future frontiers. Sri Aravindan Neelakandan ji is launching this book. the issues. Yeah, a few sentences about the book. I am handing over the mic to Sri Alavindan sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Our respected governor sir talked about moments in time. And this book is essentially about the important moments in the history of India, in the civilizational history of India. This book contains 11 stories, starting from Vedic seers to voyage into outer space. It covers the entire history of India, tries to cover the entire history of India in 11 short stories. The first is about how a Vedic rishi turns down an opportunity to become a monopolistic prophet. So that is why it is named a prophet who never was. So he is offered an inner vision to become a prophet, to conquer the entire world. The only thing is he has to abide by a single vision of reality. But he rejects that and he embraces pluralism and he becomes a Vedic rishi. That is the first story. And it goes on. There is another one story that talks about, that has a character who resembles MP Pandit. It looks into the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo and sees how consciousness is not something that is in the central processing unit of your brain, but rather it is completely pervading all your body. And that is why the hand becomes an important tool for us for the creation of the civilization. As we all know, Frederick Engels talked about the hand and labor creating the entire civilization. But this reverses that. It says that the consciousness makes hand the tool, and that is why we have this prayer, Karagre Vasde Lakshmi Karamadhya Saraswati. And so on, these 11 stories, they talk about the entire civilizational history of India. Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, sir, for releasing the book.
Thank you so much, sir. The long siege 500 years of India's struggle for techno-political freedom. Dr. Chaitanya Giri offers a unique meta-strategic analysis of Bharat's scientific and technological history.
It's a great privilege and honor to, this is my first book, although a second book. The first one was academic, but this time I tried to write something popular for the larger readership. It's a great honor that the sentiment with which I started writing this book, the sentiment was of Matru Bhakti, and the intent was Matru Shakti. And it has culminated in such a good manner that today I have the great privilege in the august presence of the Mother that I am getting to release this book in the august hands of Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. This book is very simple. It starts in the year 1508 when the Battle of Diu was fought just south of Gujarat, where alien forces inimical to each other, who were of course fighting their crusades, they started fighting their crusades in our Indian waters, in our Bharatiya waters. So you had on one hand the Mamluks of Egypt, the Ottomans of Turkey, fighting against the Portuguese in the offshore Diu, which is the southern tip of the Gujarat Peninsula. And thereafter began a long fight where many of our ports, starting from Masulipatnam, up north, on the east coast, on the west coast, Rajapur, Chaul, Surat, Randair, which is south of Surat, all were captured by European forces. And that's the reason why for nearly 500 years, India hadn't had, up until our independence, hadn't had great access to the world seas, the oceans. We were not allowed to build ships. We see that in the travails of VOC Chidambaram Pillai. We see that in the travails of the Scindia Shipping Company. We see that travails in the Tagore family, which also attempted building ships for India, for Bharat. That was not allowed. And the freedom struggle that we think of is was not just fought on political or social planes of reality, but also on scientific and technological planes of reality. So this book is exactly on that. There are several anecdotes of various heroics of people who were associated with science directly and indirectly, how our space program, how our atomic program came into being. I'm not alluding it to certain fathers, which we usually allude it to or refer these programs to, but whatever science that we do today is a culmination of great struggle and sacrifices that were fought over long periods of time. We were fighting our battles with the rules and tenets of the Treta and Dwapar Yuga in the Kali Yuga, where your enemy was fighting with all the tenets of Kali Yuga. It took us some time to realize that, and Honorable Governor, as he just mentioned, that today is the time when we have started to realize so many things. We now have the liberty, we have come over the trauma, we have overcome the trauma. And this book is just one part of that particular reality, that we've overcome the trauma, we are now looking forward, and we are wanting to mend all the issues that were with us or that we were subjected to. And this book is for you to read. Please give me reviews whenever you find that, and I'll surely do a better job next time in bringing all these facets to you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll definitely give a review. May I now request Madam Vatsala, an Aurovillian, to deliver the vote of thanks, after which we shall all join for national anthem.
Good afternoon. Honorable Governor, Tamil Nadu, respected Secretary, Auroville Foundation, respected governing board members present, we Aurovillians and Foundation Office, thank you for your esteemed presence and invaluable contribution and support. We also express our heartfelt thanks to Unity Pavilion and to our dear audience. We will close the program with the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे दाहे तव जय दादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 जय